Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today's topic is one that many of us struggle with, caring too much about what other people think. Whether it's seeking approval from friends and family, trying to meet society's expectations, or simply fearing judgment and rejection, it's easy to fall into the trap of prioritizing other people's opinions over our own happiness and well-being. But it doesn't have to be that way. In fact, not caring about what others think can actually be a liberating and empowering way to live your life to the fullest. So, in this video, we're going to explore some strategies for stopping caring about what others think and living your best life. First, let's talk about why this is such an important topic. When we care too much about what others think, we can end up living our lives according to someone else's standards rather than our own. This can lead to feeling unfulfilled, unhappy, and even resentful over time. On the other hand, when we let go of the need for external validation and focus on our own goals and desires, we can find a sense of purpose, freedom, and joy that we might not have thought possible before. So if you're ready to take control of your own life and stop worrying about what other people think, then stick around. In the next few minutes, we're going to share some practical tips and strategies that you can start using right away. Identify why you care about what others think. The first step to stop caring about what others think is to identify why you care in the first place. This might seem obvious, but it's an important step that's often overlooked. So, let's take a moment to reflect on why you care about other people's opinions. Is it because you want to be liked? Or maybe you want to avoid criticism or rejection? Do you feel pressure to conform to society's expectations, or maybe to live up to your family's or friends' standards? Whatever your reasons are, it's important to acknowledge them and understand how they are impacting your life. Often, we care about what others think without even realizing it. By taking the time to reflect on our motivations, we can start to see the patterns and habits that are holding us back. So, I encourage you to grab a pen and paper and write down your reasons for caring about what others think. Be honest with yourself and try to dig deep. Once you've identified your motivations, take a moment to reflect on how they're impacting your life. Are they helping you or holding you back? Remember, there's no right or wrong answer here. We all have our own unique experiences and challenges. The important thing is to be aware of your own motivations and how they are impacting your life. Strategies for stopping caring about what others think. Now that we've identified why we care about what others think, let's move on to some practical strategies for stopping that cycle and living our best lives. The first strategy is to practice self-acceptance. This means accepting yourself for who you are, flaws and all. Nobody is perfect, and that's okay. When we accept ourselves, we can stop seeking validation from others and start living our lives on our own terms. Another strategy is to reframe negative self-talk. We all have that little voice inside our heads that tells us we're not good enough or that we don't measure up. But often that voice is based on false assumptions or unrealistic expectations. By challenging those negative thoughts and replacing them with more positive, empowering beliefs, we can start to build our self-esteem and confidence. Developing a strong sense of self is also important. This means knowing who you are, what you stand for, and what you want in life. When we have a clear sense of our own values and priorities, we can make decisions that align with those values rather than worrying about what others might think. Setting healthy boundaries is another important strategy. This means saying no to things that don't serve us or that we don't feel comfortable with. It also means prioritizing our own needs and desires rather than always putting others first. Focusing on our own goals and desires is also key. When we have a clear sense of what we want in life, we can stop worrying about what others might think and start working towards our own dreams. Embracing imperfection is another strategy. None of us are perfect, and that's okay. When we let go of the need to be perfect, we can start to enjoy life more fully and embrace our own unique strengths and weaknesses. Finally, surrounding ourselves with positive influences is important. This means spending time with people who lift us up, support us, and encourage us to be our best selves. So, there you have it. These are just a few strategies for stopping caring about what others think and living your best life. Of course, everyone's journey is unique, and it's important to find the strategies that work best for you. But by practicing self-acceptance, reframing negative self-talk, developing a strong sense of self, setting healthy boundaries, focusing on our own goals and desires, embracing imperfection, and surrounding ourselves with positive influences, we can start to live our lives on our own terms and find true happiness and fulfillment. Overcoming challenges. While these strategies can be incredibly helpful in stopping caring about what others think, it's important to acknowledge that overcoming this challenge is not always easy. Here are some common challenges you may encounter and some tips for how to overcome them. One common challenge is fear of judgment. It can be scary to put yourself out there and risk being judged or criticized by others. But remember, everyone experiences fear at some point. It's important to recognize that fear is a natural part of the process and to not let it hold you back. Another challenge is the pressure to conform. It can be tempting to do what everyone else is doing, even if it's not what we really want or believe in. But remember, you don't have to conform to society's expectations or the expectations of those around you. Stay true to yourself and your own values. Dealing with criticism can also be challenging. Remember, not everyone will agree with you or support you, and that's okay. Don't take criticism personally and try to learn from it instead. Ask yourself if there's any truth to the criticism and if there's anything you can do to improve. It can also be challenging to let go of past experiences where you may have been judged or criticized. Remember, everyone makes mistakes, and it's important to forgive yourself and others for past experiences. Holding on to resentment or negative emotions will only hold you back from moving forward. Finally, it's important to acknowledge that this process may take time. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small victories along the way. Overcoming the fear of judgment and learning to live on your own terms is a process, but with time and practice, you can get there. So, there you have it. While there may be challenges along the way, by staying true to yourself, focusing on your own goals and desires, and surrounding yourself with positive influences, you can stop caring about what others think and start living your best life. Conclusion. Remember, caring about what others think is a natural part of the human experience, but it's important not to let it hold us back from living our lives on our own terms. By identifying why we care about what others think, practicing self-acceptance, reframing negative self-talk, developing a strong sense of self, setting healthy boundaries, focusing on our own goals and desires, embracing imperfection, surrounding ourselves with positive influences, and overcoming challenges, we can start to live our lives with authenticity, confidence, and joy. I encourage you to take some time to reflect on the strategies we discussed today and how they can apply to your own life. Remember, this is a process, and it may take time and practice, but the rewards of living your life on your own terms are well worth it. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best on your journey to stop caring about what others think and live your best life.